I'm Shirley, and I want to talk about having a thankful heart. We've all been having an opportunity every week to say a big thank you to the NHS by going out and clapping every Thursday night. Two of my neighbours are GPs, and they come out too, and it's been really great to be able to say a personal thank you to them. But how thankful are we to God in these days of difficulty? I'm a big fan of Nicky Gumbel's app, The Bible in 1 Year. I've been doing it for a long time. And about a year ago, Nicky was sharing about how he decided to think of 100 things to thank God for. He thought this would be no problem. I saw this as a challenge, so I opened a new page on my notes app on my phone and put thankful at the top in capital letters. I wasn't sure how far I'd get. That day, I'd been reading that it says 5 times in the Old Testament that we are his treasured possession. So that was the first thing I thanked him for, that I was his treasured possession. I then went on to thank him that he loved me before the foundation of the world, that he had saved me, that he forgave me. The word tells us that as far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our sin. I thanked him for being my saviour, redeemer, friend. Could just go on in this theme. It seems never ending. And he has promised that he will be with me always. So how was I doing? I'd probably written about 20 by now. But as I did, my heart was rising. So I thanked him for my wonderful family, every one of them a blessing. I even thanked him for my husband's cooking. He's the chef in our house. I thanked him for wonderful friends, some of whom have been there for more than 40 years together with me, and for my wonderful prayer partners. And in these days of difficulty, that's been wonderful. We've encouraged each other, we've texted each other, sent encouragements, pictures, fun stuff. It's been so good to be part of the prayer group. And throughout my list, there are many thanksgivings for all these people. I often write scriptures. New every morning is your love. That's such a good one to remember. It's new every morning. From the book of Ephesians, I was thanking him for that because at the time my group was looking at that book and it was blessing us so much. And one thank you was very important to me last year when I was unwell. He says, I am the Lord who heals you. And that's been my experience. Other things I thank him for are hands to make things. I'm a knitter, a sewer, a painter, legs to walk. I love walking. For trees, flowers, and creative gifts. Sometimes I write down simple things like how the wind blows the tall grasses in my garden and just makes them sway. I've continued to add to the list through the year. It's pretty long now, and there are so many things we can thank God for. One of the special things this year is that I've been a Christian for 50 years, and a friend got me a ticket for a special day away of prayer and meditation, something I'd been wanting to go to, but I hadn't been able to get booked into, and yet she'd managed to somehow, and I couldn't stop writing down thanks to God that he gives us the desires of our hearts. And then more thanksgiving as I was able to go to this particular day that was such a blessing. So more things to write down to thank him before we went to lockdown. On Good Friday, the verse of the day in Nicky's app was, the Lord has chosen you to be his treasured possession. Deuteronomy 14 verse 2, their very verse that I started my list with again. And it seemed so special on that special day, Good Friday. So I thanked him for it all over again. I believe that being thankful can make you a more content person and more secure in his love. So in these days, when it would be easy to become fed up, depressed and negative, remember, we have a God who's for us and with us, who will never leave us or forsake us. We're a blessed people. So I'll leave you with the challenge I took from Nikki. Maybe someone may want to make your own thankful list. And don't forget, you're a treasured possession. Thank you for listening to me.